Well, I think we beat a good basketball team tonight, and I was extremely pleased with the play of our post game tonight. I thought we stepped up and played extremely well in the paint. But I think all in all, it was a game in which our players really connected well on the offensive end of the floor, and we started to see some progress with respect to our basketball decisions, and that's something that we had been working on a great deal in the last week or week and a half after coming back from Jacksonville. And so I think that was the most impressive thing to me, was the fact that our team played with good rhythm and made a lot of quality decisions together on the offensive end of the floor against a very quick and athletic Arkansas basketball team.
You guys have kind of shown a knack for turning it on in the second half this year. What do you think the reasons for that are?
Well, I think, we're a team that has a lot of players that begin to feel a game. Experience will do that for you, where you're on the floor and you begin to analyze and gain a little bit of understanding about how the game is evolving, the strengths and weaknesses of your opponent, and maybe even of what you've brought to the floor as a team. And so our players tend to make good adjustments, and I think their accountability continues to rise as they have an understanding of what is taking place on the floor. And then I think we've got tough competitors. We've got, with these three young ladies sitting here, we've got battle-tested, hungry, strong-minded competitors that are about finding a way to win.
Ashley, was this a good game for your team as far as you faced a team that really stayed after you, and they're a physical, strong team? Good test for you? I mean, type of test you guys needed?
Yeah, I definitely think, especially when you match up with an SEC team, that's a great conference to come out of. They play Tennessee every year, and I think especially in the preseason, it's good for us to get games like that, where we have to battle hard to get a victory. And at this point last year, some of these tight games, we weren't winning them. And I think that this is really good for our team, especially going into Big 12 season.
Coach, could you talk about the play of Kincaid after coming out of yesterday's game?
Yeah, I thought Carrie was very aggressive early in the game, particularly on the offensive end of the floor, and that was just a welcome sight after coming off of really a game in which she didn't play. She went to rehab after the game, 2 times rehab before shoot-around today, and so for her to step up and be that aggressive presence early in the game, extend their defense, and their guards and perimeter players are quick, they're aggressive, they've got great handle skills, and I thought she really brought a good, strong game to the floor. And like all of our players, I think just responded well to the fact that she was healthy enough to play and made up her mind she was gonna, and really gave us a great overall game.
Not a big scoring day for you, Shaylee, but you kind of feel like you still kind of dictated the tempo of the game out there, and you had the assists and all the rebounds.
Some nights I'm not required to score a lot, and it's no surprise I'm not really a scoring point guard anyway. So, obviously Marlise and Ashley and Carrie did a great job scoring tonight, and so, I'm not worried about the wins as long as my team comes out with the win. That's what we did, so I'm happy with us.
Shaylee, was that the most physical game you've had this season?
Yeah, I think that Arkansas is a great team, and this is a very, very good challenge for us this early, and just the physical play and the athleticism that they brought. They have a lot of really good players, and so for us to handle ourselves and to come out with the win and make free throws at the end of a game, and like Ashley said, win the close ones. This is just a great challenge for us early, and we matched it, and so this is just something to continue to build off of.
Coach, in most instances, it seems like your team handled the full court press pretty easily. Were you satisfied with being able to get the ball down the floor?
Yeah, I think we've seen pressure in our early games. And I think back, excuse me, particularly to Northwestern, when we really weren't very adept at that point at handling the pressure, and then saw some, from that point on. And tonight, honestly, against very good athletes, I thought we kept the pressure, except for those last 2 or 3 minutes when you tend to everything in the game tends to change a little bit. I thought we really just stayed calm, made great decisions, and understood how easy it really is to handle pressure with the kind of team that we have. And so that felt great, and I thought that was a big key in the game. Our team made a lot of adjustments. It's an extremely well-coached team, Arkansas, and they changed the game a lot as they're competing, and so it was just very, very good play mentally as well as with the conversion by our players tonight against the full court pressure and the variety of looks that they saw.
Marlise, could you talk a little bit about the defensive challenge? They had a lot of players that late in the shot clock especially tried to take you off the dribble, and it seemed like you guys were pretty disciplined in staying with them and not getting off your feet.
Yeah, just when it comes down to late in the shot clock or just the different screens they throw at us, it definitely just comes down to team defense and being ready to switch or being able to just move as far as off the ball and just being helped. So.
Marlise, can you talk about the inside play? You and Ashley really kind of dominated inside. Just seems like every time, and also every time they rallied and made a push, you guys had an answer for them.
Yeah, Ashley did a great job, and credit to Shaylee and the guards just finding us inside. And I mean, just going into the game, we knew we needed to be aggressive and just be a big presence inside.
Coach, the three women sitting next to you, honored for all tournament honors. Talk about their play, particularly Ashley as the MVP.
Well, what's really amazing is I'm sitting here with three players that this season will end up being 1,000-point scorers. You know, Shaylee will leave here being the all-time assist leader. Ashley will leave here scoring 1,000 points, and when it's all said and done, she's still got another year ahead of her. And Marlise will leave here scoring over 1,000 points, not having played her entire conference season of her sophomore year. And with that, she will also be the all-time block leader at Kansas State, more than Nicole Oldie, who was just the most extraordinary talent. 6'4", I mean, phenomenal player. So, wow, you know, I don't even know what your question is, but I knew I could talk about him. And, you know, what else can you say except wow, and I love it, and I just couldn't be surrounded by three greater people and players.
Deb, do you think you guys are starting to prove that maybe they underrated you guys again this year?
I think we have a long way to go to do that. I think right now we're all about proving game by game that we can get better, that we can become a better basketball team, that we can prepare. It remains to be seen how good we can get as we line up against our league opponents. But right now, I really like the progress that we've made. And Ashley made a good point. You know, a year ago, we wouldn't necessarily have won a lot of the games we've been in this season. That doesn't say anything about what our conference will be like. It just means that right now, for who we are and who we're competing against and the nature of the opponent, we're taking care of business. And when the season's over, if you can say that game after game after game, then you can talk about what you were or what you achieved. Right now, it's just day by day, opponent by opponent. And I think our team has the maturity to understand that and is driven by that.